Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first of our three-part Wealth Workshop series with Dr. Pillai. Today, Dr. Pillai will be teaching us how Shreem Brzee works, and he'll also teach us 4 steps to building wealth consciousness. Dr. Pillai is an international thought leader, a spiritual teacher, humanitarian, and scholar mystic from southern India. His mission is to alleviate human suffering. Today, we will be together for about 30 to 40 minutes, and the purpose of this event is to share the latest insights from Dr. Pillai about the ultimate wealth mantra for inner and outer abundance. You will take away knowledge as well as a technique that you can begin implementing right away. Thank you so much, Dr. Pillai, for being with us here today and sharing your latest insights about Shreem Brzee. Let's start at the beginning. What is Shreem Brzee? And how does it work?
Before I start answering your question, let me see a few things about what happened in my life when I was given this great tool, Brzee. It was given as Brzee. And the person who gave it was an emperor. As an emperor, he could not guarantee a great life for his citizens, and he sought a spiritual solution, and that was to go into meditation for 1500 years or so. And as a result, he gave a mantra which is like a God particle, or a God particle like a boson, which goes into the very life force or prana, and then changes the reality. And that's how he wanted to change the world. And then he came back and gave that to me. Look what happened. It was in 1996, 7 or 8, I don't even remember. And as soon as he said that you should be named as Brzee, I carried the name, but then I was not committed. And that's, there's a reason why it happened. Not committed, I was committed for a year or two, and not totally committed either. But then what I did, and then I completely abandoned it. And today, I make a 100% commitment to the sound. So what happened during the time? During the time, so many things happened, and I was not even conscious. There was even a TV serial on Maharishi Brzee in India. And then I didn't put money, and then many people came and then put together a TV serial, and then it went on every week. And I was so detached, and although I did all these things, I didn't even have a copy of that TV serial. That was done in 98. Why? Because I was not committed. So the one thing that you have to do in this program, make a commitment. And it's not a commitment of a half an hour commitment to hear this and go away. And here we are, I have been charged with the responsibility, given the responsibility, to change the money karma of people. Because most people, 99% of the people are suffering. And 95% of the people are suffering in a very intense karma. And the only solution is a spiritual solution, a solution that can go deep into your life breath, your life source, and change. And that answers your questions, how Shreem Brzee is going to work. Shreem Brzee is going to change your life breath, your thinking. So it's going to change your thinking pattern. And thinking is everything. That's the first 4 steps that Gina was mentioning. The 4th step is mindset. Bill Gates has a mindset. Mark Zuckerberg has a mindset. Warren Buffett has a mindset. All these billionaires have a mindset. And if you have the mindset, you will become them because there is only one rule. That rule is you become as you think. The success of this program depends uh, at least 50% or 70% even on changing your mindset. What do you mean by changing your mindset? From the morning till evening, you know, you have you are thinking, and that thinking creates the mindset. And if you observe your thought patterns, then you will know what kind of a mindset you have. Okay? Is it positive, negative, or neutral? Or are you obsessed on a particular thought? And if you, that will do tremendous amount of help. But then what's happening is your thoughts are autonomous right at this point, but they are not. You can control your thoughts, provided you know how to control it. Provided you regulate your thoughts. There are 50 thoughts in a minute for some people, and everybody has at least a minimum of 30 thoughts. Do you need those thoughts? And that's life energy being spent. Number one, you don't need these thoughts. Number two, what are those thoughts? What are those thoughts? Have you ever looked into that? And these are things that are in your control. You may say that it is out of my control. It is out of your control if you don't change it. If you decide to stay on bed, you will stay on bed. If you decide to stay out of the bed and then go to work, you will go to work. So it's a thought. The thought is behind everything. So you have to hourly check your thought, and then I'm going to teach a lot of uh, techniques, tools, give a lot of tools, how to uh, regulate your thought patterns. The patterns have never changed. And what are those patterns? I'm going to make money this way. All of them are wrong ways. That's why you have not succeeded. Now just answer this question. How many years ago that you wanted to become financially independent, or sometime in many cases, I want to become a millionaire, but it remains as a thought. And a thought which you don't even believe, because the thoughts, if you analyze them, they are not very supportive thoughts. They're basically confused thoughts, if not negative. So I'm going to teach you in the program. I have trained people who will come on the program and teach periodically to help you, because I have decided to commit myself to this program so that your success is my success. So the key points are immobilizing your karmic thought. The patterns are karmic, whether it is money or relationship or health or karma. You can immobilize it. It's a small, simple technique like putting your attention on the two nostrils will uh, immobilize your thoughts. Nobody has taught this, and I have taught this in some courses, and those things will be given as part of your training, depending upon what program that you enroll. And then immobilizing your thought, then diffusing it. The second step is to diffuse those thought patterns, and then planting another set of new thoughts that will create a different pattern. So you cannot be without thoughts. You will have to have thoughts. What thoughts you are going to have is important. Now, how is Shreem Brzee is going to help? Shreem Brzee is at the origin of your thoughts. When Shreem Brzee gets into your conscious stream, because its nature itself is abundance, because its nature itself is wealth, you will be bound by the Shreem Brzee's vibrations. The vibratory frequencies of Shreem Brzee, full of wealth, will influence your thought patterns. That's happening because you are thinking Shreem Brzee. You are meditating on Shreem Brzee. So that's how your mindset will be changed. So I have given, even in this, whatever I have said could be start for months together, because there's so much to learn. But I will give you only like a pill. Do this, because there's no reason for you to learn the technology behind it. So that is the first step, the mindset, repatterning the mindset by making you to think properly, to think prosperous thoughts, and then replace those negative, confused thoughts with the the prosperous thoughts. The most prosperous thought that you can have is Shreem Brzee. Now, the second step is working with the mantra Shreem Brzee. First of all, you have to know what a mantra is. There are so many definitions of mantra, and it has already almost become an English word. The one definition that I personally like, there are several definitions I like. I'm not going to go into all of them, but at least I will confine to one. Mantra is mantra. Man is mind, tra is to protect in Sanskrit. That which protects your mind. Shreem Brzee is going to protect your mind. Protect your mind in two ways. Protect it with prosperity thoughts, and protects it also against confused, negative, poverty thinking. So that's what it is going to do. That's why mantra is often conceived as something extraordinary, something magical, something super normal, something divine. It is divine. A mantra is of a divine origin. And where did it originate? It originated from the space, and in this case, there is a prosperity galaxy. There are so many galaxies that we cannot even go to Mars or Moon and live there. But the rishis were able to go there and live everywhere. And then this is one of the galaxies that they have been able to reach in their meditation, and they brought this mantra, Shreem Brzee. And initially, I have to tell you, Brzee was the one that was revealed. And Brzee will remove karma and will give money. And Shreem is the mantra for the goddess of wealth. And how it works, as you begin to use this mantra, it will completely change your, not only your mindset, it will also change your entire biological structure. It also will change your aura. There are 7 bands around your body. It will change even that too. Now we have proof that as soon as when you use the sound Shreem Brzee, there is a perfect geometrical structure. We didn't do the research. A person in Singapore who has benefited immensely by this Shreem Brzee sent it to the lab in Japan, Emoto's lab, and then he put it out. Oh, this is it. This is what happens. That means it can go and change even your atomic structure. And I'm personally doing in my own small lab in India how it can change the stem cells, your stem cells. So I'm very committed. Maybe I'm committed right now, not before, because I know you have to really change it at the soul level or life level, but those things don't make much sense. But if we talk about stem cells, aha, and that's what the research going on, and fabulous results coming out. This is not the time to talk about. So Shreem Brzee finally is the only way that I know of personally is to change your mindset and change your consciousness in your body, and then bring you the wealth consciousness, not only for you, but for the entire world. But at the same time, I want to emphasize that I have said Shreem Brzee for a few times, the money did not fall off the roof, never. It will never fall off the roof. If you want to join the program thinking that there will be a magic because it's a mantra and the money will come and fall off my roof, it will never do that, I can guarantee. Then what will do you? It will change your consciousness. The miracle that it will do is the miracle of changing your poverty consciousness, scarcity consciousness, your negativity, your confusion about money, and then order your consciousness and orient your consciousness, orient your life breath to the wealth consciousness. That is the miracle that you are going to see happening. And for what the requirement? Commitment. Then the third step is working with the yantra. Now, yantra is another device, a gift from the yogis. The mind is unreliable because it won't stay on one particular thought stream. If it does stay in Shreem Brzee, then there will be tremendous impact on what happens in your life with regard to money. But the mind is a monkey. It goes on moving. So what are you going to do? You are going to get this energy into a copper plate. There is a and put some geometrical symbols there. And these symbols is a personification, is a device which is a personification of Shreem Brzee. Shreem Brzee stays with you all the time and stays in this yantra. So keeping this yantra, here is an yantra of Shreem Brzee here, and you have all these symbols here, which you can take a look at later on. And in the course, we will talk more about how that yantra works and how you can relate to it, what you do with it, and how to energize it. All these things will be given during this program. And that is called the working with the yantra. Then the fourth step is accessing the archetype. The archetype is really means is a being, and that being lives within you in your unconscious, or Jung would call it in your collective unconscious. It is the unconscious of not only Bill Gates, not only Mark Zuckerberg, but he's also living in the consciousness of a person on the street, in the consciousness of a beggar. The only thing is, the beggar doesn't access the collective unconsciousness. He's accessing his personal unconscious, but not the collective unconscious. The collective unconscious is a replica. You know what God said. God, even in the Bible, God said, God created man in His own image. If God is God poor? God is not poor. He created human beings in His own image, so that we have all the power within us, but not in the conscious or the personal unconscious, but in the collective unconsciousness, and that's where the archetypes uh, are vibrating. To put it very simply, archetype is a being, just as the Holy Spirit is a being. Not many people think that the Holy Spirit is a person, and so the archetype is also a person, a being that can help you, an angel, a guardian angel that can help you to manifest. And the world is now getting ready to accept forces in the nature that God has given us, because we are not even believing in God, although we put in the dollar, we trust in God. How many people think about God even in a day? Just no. In dollar we trust, not in God. Yeah. So the archetype, the archetype Shreem Brzee has two components. One is the goddess of wealth. The Brzee component is many lifetimes. This was revealed to me only a month ago, that I had been a wealth yogi or rishi in another yuga, in another lifetime. Many world cycles have passed by, and during one of these world cycles, I was known as Brzee. That's why I came back here again in that name, which I made a conscious choice to not to have it and to go back to my original name as Bhaskaran Pillai. So at least I'm glad that nature has made it possible that it survives in the mantra. So you are calling on the two archetypes. One archetype is the goddess, the other archetype, the Brzee, is this holy man, this rishi, who spent his entire life uh, to provide material things for people, along with spiritual wisdom and removal of karma. So these are the 4 steps, and then we will. I'm very committed, and I have made on this day when I am doing this program for you, made a commitment to myself that I will dedicate the rest of my life to make this world prosperous. Everybody will be prosperous. Yesterday I was listening to the song "Imagine" by John Lennon, and I listened to Tracy Chapman singing that. Somebody said this was originally by John Lennon, and he had a vision. He had a dream like Martin Luther King. And it is my dream. And my dream is to make everybody prosperous according to their level of consciousness. Their level of consciousness. You can raise to the level you can live up to. Shreem Brzee is out there to change that, and your commitment and your ability to stay with this program is everything. And that's all I wanted to say in this program. So I personally invite you to come and benefit from this program and change your consciousness to Shreem Brzee Consciousness. God bless.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pillai, for all of that wisdom that you just gave us. Everyone is now equipped with enough information for the 4 steps of building wealth consciousness to be able to begin their practice today. Did you want to share any technique with them today, or did you want to save that for the next? We have 2 more wealth workshops.
Well, let me go back to the step number 1, changing your mindset. And Shreem Brzee will help that. And your thoughts either ruin you or whether or they uplift you or protect you. So you have to start with changing your thoughts. And one simple technique you should do now is close your eyes and put your attention in the 2 nostrils. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, hold, breathe out. When you breathe in, you say, breathe in with the sound Shreem Brzee, along with the breath. It goes along with the breath. Okay. Now breathe in with Shreem Brzee. Now hold. And while you are holding, says again Shreem Brzee. 3 times. Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee. Breathe out. Shreem Brzee. Breathe in, Shreem Brzee. Hold 3 times Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee, Shreem Brzee. Breathe out, Shreem Brzee. Do it centrally. Now don't tense yourself. If you cannot hold the breath, then you can just do with sending Shreem Brzee through both nostrils mentally without thinking about breath. We'll do that. We are now sending Shreem Brzee through the nostrils into the 3rd eye. Hold. You send out Shreem Brzee through the nostrils. Go in with the Shreem Brzee into the 3rd eye and come out of it through the nostrils. Both nostrils. Both nostrils, through the both nostrils, the Shreem Brzee is entering. 3 times Shreem Brzee. Or if 3 times is not possible, just say even 1 time. Shreem Brzee. And then send it out through the nostrils. Do it for a few minutes. And if you do, even if you are able to do 1 minute, it will work. At least that 1 minute you have been able to stay out of the 40 or 50 thoughts you're thinking and regulating your mind. So this is something that everybody can do. And you can do it as many times as you want. There are no rules around it. Okay, at least you can do this. we'll start with it. And the program starts on May 15th, and time is very important. So when you make a commitment, make this commitment before April 29th. Why? Because after that, the moon changes, and April 29th is the full moon. And anything that you commit to should happen before that, because it is the waxing moon, and that is important. Okay, and not that you cannot do it afterwards, but I would say that would be an ideal time. I will also give some tips in the course about time, and time is very important. Why I abandoned Brzee, and when I came back to Brzee again, it's all time. So time is important, and knowledge of time will also help you. God bless.
Thank you very much, Dr. Pillai. I'll tell folks who are watching a little more about the program, and we'll see you next on May 6th. So thank you so much for your time. All right. Hi, everyone, and welcome. So Dr. Pillai gave us 4 steps to building wealth consciousness. He gave us techniques that we can begin right now to change our wealth patterning, to change our mindsets, and to implement a new technique. Now, he also mentioned that commitment is extremely important. We all know that. That's why we get gym memberships, and that's why we hire trainers to help us stay on point, stay on track. Well, Pillai Center has done that for you so that you can use these techniques and implement them for the next 6 months. The program that Dr. Pillai mentioned is called Shreem Brzee Immersion, and it starts on May 15th. He also mentioned how important it is to make a commitment before or on the full moon, which is April 29th. So we have a week long where you can find out more about the program. I will be hosting another event giving you all the details of the program. So if you have any questions, I'll make sure that those are all answered. And there will be, in this program, there will be more detailed instructions and teachings about the 4 steps that Dr. Pillai mentioned today. There's a link below if you're on the viewing page that says Shreem Brzee Immersion. You can click on that and you can read more about it. And you can also join now if you're inspired to do so. But I definitely recommend making your commitment before or on April 29th in order to maximize the benefit of the waxing or growing moon phase that we're in right now. Now, when you join the program, there are 3 different levels. So on the website, it'll say the different levels and what are included in them. So we talked about commitment. What's really important is that for 6 months you are immersed, Shreem Brzee Immersion, in the mantra and these 4 steps. And not just off by yourself. We're not just giving you these teachings. We are with you 4 times a week, making sure you have the support that you need. And we're with you 24/7 on a Facebook group. So we have Sunday calls that with teachers and community, which are extremely helpful to touch base with the trained Pillai Center teachers, learn more, and to do the practice together. Dr. Pillai says coming together and doing the meditation is extremely important to maximize the benefits, magnify our energies in one location. So there's Sunday teaching calls. Then there was Monday miracle calls. Every Monday, we get together and state either miracles that have happened to us last week and set the intention for how you want your week to go this week. It's extremely powerful to acknowledge miracles that have happened to you. In the last program, I didn't realize how important it was until I was doing this call every week. And it's like, oh yeah, that happened. Oh yeah, that happened. When we recognize our miracles, more will occur, more success happens. Then on Wednesday, every Wednesday, there's a group chanting. Shreem Brzee chanting in a group magnifies the blessings and the power of them, followed by a Q&A with one of our teachers, who is also an astrologer, who can answer questions about time energies. Dr. Pillai talked very briefly about power times. He'll probably talk more about that on one of the next workshops. And then every Friday, there is a live webcast of a fire lab performed by one of Dr. Pillai's Western students. So you get to hear in English the chanting of the mantras and the prayers, and you follow along and watch it just like you are right now. Extremely powerful. So there was so much support. And there's a Facebook group where there is, we just completed a 6-month program on Shreem Brzee, and it was so inspiring to be with these people. The people in the program make the program work. Community, I can't even tell you how important it is for building inspiration and motivation and support. So that is, and it's a private group. No one else gets to see it, only people in the program. We have that. Those components are all included in all the levels. So that's your basic program, plus the teachings of Dr. Pillai with the 4 steps. He will be giving us the instructions and steps to do throughout the 6 months. So that's basically silver, is everything I mentioned. Gold is all of that plus remedies. Remedies are soul cleansing technologies that help shift our consciousness at a much deeper level, changing our mindset, our past life karmas on a more subtle soul level. And Dr. Pillai has a remedy center in India that is monitored for its quality, and the remedies or rituals get performed there, as well as certain temples in India. Then there's the platinum group, and the platinum group is everything I just mentioned, plus one-on-one coaching once per month, and weekly group coaching, a collaborative effort, a mastermind where people in smaller groups get together every week to work together. It's a manifesting mastermind where we will be supporting one another, sharing ideas, collaborating, and the synergy created with a group is intense. I've attended a group and masterminds before, as well as led them, and the energy that comes out of them is really magical. And that's why it's called mastermind. There's a quote on the creation of a mastermind is that another mind, a divine mind, is created out of the collaboration of the people who attend. So those are our 3 groups, 3 levels and ways you can participate. If you look on the sales page, you'll also see down at the bottom, you can add a booster packages, which is additional remedies, again, helping the soul cleansing to take place at a faster level. So it really depends on your goals, where you feel your mindset is, how much help you feel you need, as well as your financial abilities on how to build your programs right now. So picking you do 2 things. You pick first one of your programs, which level you want to be in, and then if you'd like to add on additional remedies, pick one of those levels as well. And we're giving 20% off to everyone who joins the Shreem Brzee Immersion program, giving off on the financial booster packages. And they're already hugely discounted in group pricing, but it's really just a way to help you take your goals to the next level, because these remedies are incredible. I have been to India and experienced them. And trust me, I went there with a skeptical mind, but when I entered temples, I could literally feel things lifting off of my body and mind, and that's what happens for you via proxy. So that's the program in a really short nutshell. When you commit to something, that's when your program starts, right? Think about it. When you book a vacation, until you actually pay for it, it's just an idea. When you book the flight and have the hotel, then it's a real thing, and your life begins around looking forward to it and knowing it's happening, and you literally start transforming. That happens with these programs, transformational programs. When you make that commitment, the program starts. So your Shreem Brzee activation will happen as you make your commitment to joining the program. So that's another reason why it's always good to do it now. Don't wait when the time is right. And plus, we were just highly empowered by Dr. Pillai, and we will be joining him on this 6-month journey. The program, if you join now, we start the program components for anyone who joins early on May 1st. So you will begin to get weekly Fire Labs and teaching calls even before the May 15th as a bonus to help you really start the programming and just get on track, and a little preparation to the big May 15th reveal. Also, when you register by April 29th, because it's the full moon and it's most empowering, we have loaded up over $600 worth of bonuses. So another reason to make that commitment this week versus another time, because those bonuses are won't be available after April 29th. So again, you can check the webpage to have all the details of what they are and why you may want to take advantage of that. But we have had amazing testimonials. In fact, 70% of the people who were surveyed from the last program, the 6-month program, said that their abundance increased either internally or externally. So either internally joy and happiness, or externally money, vacations, cars, whatnot. Recap of today. We've learned the 4 steps to building wealth consciousness. Dr. Pillai gave us teachings today that we can start right now. So he also mentioned the importance of commitment. And if you are wanting to be committed, start your practice today, the one that he gave you. There is no excuse for that, right? If you want to take commitment to another level for you and join a program and put yourself into one of the 3 or 4 levels of the Shreem Brzee Immersion program, then I encourage you to do that. And more specifically, do that on or before April 28th, because that is a perfect time for abundance. It's when you want to commit to something when the moon is full or growing in the waxing phase, because it has to do with growth. Also, we've made it even easier for you to decide because we've stacked it up with over $600 worth of free bonuses when you do register by April 29th. And if you have any other questions about the program, please write to us at office@pillaicenter.com. I will also be doing another webinar this week. Stay tuned. You'll be receiving an email about the details of how to join. I will go through every aspect of the program and the financial booster packages so that you're completely clear on what to join and what works best for you. So hopefully I've answered all your questions now, and we'll get back together later this week. In the meantime, if you know this is something you want to do, then today is the perfect day to make that commitment. Dr. Pillai has just empowered us, given us a new technique. The time energies of the day are also perfectly aligned with starting something new, especially spiritual endeavors. So go ahead and put yourself into the program, because as I mentioned earlier, when you make your commitment, that's when the program starts. Then on May 1st is when you'll begin to receive your goodies for the program with calls, Fire Labs, and more information about how to access some of the new teachings. So again, let us know if you have any questions. It has been a pleasure and honor to be here with you to serve Dr. Pillai's community of amazing beings who are not wanting just wealth for ourselves, but for the entire planet. We are here to make a difference, not just for ourselves, but for others. Because when we are abundant, we are able to give it away. And that is the reason for wealth. The reason for wealth is also personal freedom and authenticity, so that we can be free from the constraints of doing what we have to do because of financial burdens. So I hope to see you in the program. It is my favorite program in Pillai Center, and it will be encouraging, inspiring, motivational, and hopefully transformational. We'll talk to you soon. Namaste.